All right. Welcome to Trolls Toys. Let's get into it and see what we have today. Figure reviews, toy hunts, etc. All right. Trolls Toys back at you. Welcome to this week's Toy Haul, Episode 2. And if you've been following my videos, which I'm not sure if you have or haven't, I hope you do. But you know I'm trying to collect G.I. Joe Classified. Gotten way sidetracked with a bunch of other lines. But to kick off Episode 2, we were able to secure Wreckage and the Tiger Paw from G.I. Joe Classified, which is number 137 in the line. And I was able to secure this guy off of eBay. I think this was a Target exclusive. Sold in the stores when it was at Target for $54.99. And that's exactly what I got it for on eBay with free shipping. A little bit of box damage. Box being bent, but I'm taking it out of the box anyway. So I was super happy to add this because Wreckage, I didn't have this figure when I was younger, but he looks badass. So we're ready to looking forward to getting him out of the box. Also coming through the door from eBay is number 128 in the Classified series, right? Which is Mad Marauders 2-pack Spirit and Low Light, right? So I can add those with Barbecue and Sergeant Slaughter to the Mad Marauders team. Interestingly enough, the seller on here was a very nondescript name, had multiple available, sell them for $39.99, which I didn't think was a bad price with free shipping. And when the box came through the door, guess who the seller was? Hasbro Pulse. Imagine that. They did not list themselves as such on eBay, but that is where it came. That's where it came from when I unboxed the box. It's from Hasbro Pulse, Romeo, Illinois. Anyways, we added in Mad Marauders, Low Light, and Spirit, number 128 in the line. And if you watch my toy hunt video from earlier in the week, we stopped at Ollie's Bargain Outlet on Valentine's Day on the way to visit my fiance for dinner and to hang out with her. Because I wanted to explore, because it said they had some certain Black Series figures. But while I was there, I found this MOTU set. Sort of looks like a backstage trunk. And when I looked it up, it looks like it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. And best I can tell, I haven't opened it yet, it's like a Elvis MODOK with another figure called Captain Rockabilly and some multiple accessories. They had it for 30 bucks. I had a 15% off coupon, so it made it $25.50. So I thought it's worth it to take a shot. So we'll get MODOK unboxed and see what he looks like in the future. And this is why I wanted to stop by Ollie's in Willimantic, is because it said that on Ollie's website that the Star Wars Black Series carbonized Emperor's Royal Guard and TIE Fighter palette, which apparently were Amazon exclusives when they came out, may be found at the Ollie's in Willimantic, Connecticut for 20 bucks for the two of them. And once again, I had a 15% off coupon, so that made them 17 bucks. Right, so I certainly figured they were worth it for that. I'm not a completist, but I on anything other than trying to be a completist on G.I. Joe Classified. But if the price is right and the figures look cool, I'll pick them up. So that's why I wanted to stop by here. I wound up getting 2 sets of these, figuring maybe I can flip one in the future. But worst case, the Emperor's Guard obviously could be great to have more than one. Same with the TIE Fighter pilot. So we added this to the collection. And we already had a little mini Destro in the back as part of our backdrop. And I found a little Baroness that matches. So for a whopping $3, which would be $2.45, I thought it was a no-brainer to pick up the Baroness to go with Destro. Also from Ollie's in Willimantic. This one might be a little bit of a stretch, but also from Ollie's that same day, same trip. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We got the Great Protector Dragon for $4. And I figure there's got to be something I can do with this. Whether I don't have any other Shang-Chi, but I thought it might work well with Dungeons and Dragons, which I do have some Dungeons and Dragons figures. So I thought I might be able to work him into that display somehow, but we'll see what we do with him. Also from Ollie's is the Iron Man Model 1. I am a big Iron Man fan. 10 bucks, once again, 15% off down to $8.50. For me, that was an easy yes, right? They also had this Marvel Legends Crossfire figure. I'm not familiar with Crossfire, but once again, I thought he looked pretty badass. Once again, for $8.50. I thought that's an easy pickup for me. And then I got Miss Marvel, right? From the Marvels. Not really wanting this figure, but I'm trying to build the Totally Awesome Hulk, and she's a part of the Totally Awesome Hulk, right? So once again, $8.50 from Ollie's in Willimantic. All right, from Ollie's Bargain Outlet in Willimantic, Connecticut, we traveled down to southern Connecticut to Waterford because I wanted to visit another one of the, I'll call it vintage or specialty toy stores that I like to go to, called the Toy Vault, and they have a location in Waterford, Connecticut that they advertise as their largest. So I wanted to check it out since I was in the state, right? Connecticut, not a huge state. So we've traveled down there, and I was able to find number 1 in the classified series, which is Roadblock. It is interesting that they started out with Roadblock as the first figure, in my opinion, back in 2020. But he drew number 1 somehow. And I know he's not the most popular figure, but I did not have him. All I have is the Cobra Island Roadblock, who I know also is not a very popular figure. I don't guess they've done Roadblock any great justices yet. But we did add number 1 in the classified series, Roadblock, to the collection. And I'd been working on the Diamond Select Avatar figures. And there was 2 that I still hadn't been able to find. And one of them I found at Toy Vault in Waterford, Connecticut, which is Final Battle Aang, right? So we were able to add him to the collection. Still looking for Azula, right, from Diamond Select. But I was glad to have Aang. I will have to try to figure out somewhere to work him into the display because the Avatar display is quite full at the moment. So we'll have to figure out how to work Final Battle Aang into this little cube with the rest of my Avatar figures. We'll get it done somehow. Continuing on with Avatar The Last Airbender, I was able to pick up Jet at the Toy Vault in Waterford. Now this is the Loyal Subjects, I think it's their best action line. So he's 5-inch compared to Diamond Select being 6-inch. And then obviously McFarlane Toys avatars are 7-inch. But I don't believe Diamond Select made a Jet. If anybody knows anything different, let me know. I haven't done a great deal of research, but I do not believe they did. So I figured if I wanted Jet, we're going to have to use Best Action Jet, and that's what we decided to do. Up next at the Toy Vault in Waterford, we were able to get Deadpool from Marvel Legends, Deadpool and Wolverine movie. I'd been looking around for this figure in the, where I live in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Had not been able to locate it yet. Once again, found him on the shelves at the Toy Vault in Waterford, Connecticut. So I was happy to add him. And then also from the Toy Vault in Waterford on Valentine's Day, we were able to get Chosen Taguchi, Series 2, Diamond Select, Cobra Kai. Once again, I have Daniel LaRusso, Johnny Lawrence, John Kreese, and Johnny Lawrence Eagle Fang, but I had not been able to find Chosen Taguchi anywhere. I'd searched high and low, various stores, and once again, we found him at the Toy Vault in Waterford, Connecticut. The other Cobra Kai figure I had been unable to locate in the wild from Series 2 as well was Terry Silver. Once again, got Terry Silver. Toy Vault, Waterford, Connecticut. So we scored big at the Toy Vault in Waterford, Connecticut. So I was happy to add these. Now I can get all my Cobra Kai figures out of their boxes and try to get them on display, right? And maybe we can post that in a future video. So this is where things go off the rails a little bit. So I thought I was proud of myself. I went to Ollie's, got the figures I was looking for and some other cool ones. I went to the Toy Vault and found a lot of what I'll consider my grails at this point in my very early action figure collecting career. And we're walking through the Crystal Mall where the Toy Vault's located, and I walk by an FYE that's going out of business. Right, so they got action figures up to 75% off. So this is where the fun addiction of collecting action figures comes in, and I was like, oh boy, that's cool. Oh boy, that's cool. So this is where we're going to start. We're going to start right here with this Legends of Lucha Libre. I believe you pronounce her name Taya Valkyrie. Right? I have Ray Phoenix. I have Vampiro already. But I did not have her. And FYE normally likes their action figures quite a bit, so I never buy any from there because they'll take like a $37 NECA figure, they're going to mark up to $50, which is crazy, right? But since they had them marked 75% off, not everything had been picked through yet, so we were able to get Taya Valkyrie for $7.47. So I thought that was a good deal, so we brought her home with us. So here's the crazy part. Normal price on this Grand Moff Tarkin, $39.99 at FYE, which is insane, right? And he might have been more toward what is an actual affordable price, but I got him for $9.94. I did not have him. Like I said, I'm collecting Black Series figures that I like or that I want, and Grand Moff Tarkin was one that I thought would make a fine addition, and I wasn't upset at that price, so we brought him with us. Specifically of the Black Series, I'm big into the Mandalorian figures. So once again, this Mandalorian Fleet Commander at $9.94. I was like, yep, you're coming with me too. Now, I have collected none of these reaction figures. I think they're by, who makes these? Super 7? I don't know who makes the reaction figures. Does anybody know? Is it just, yeah, Super 7. Right. I hadn't collected any of these, but like I said, I am into Dungeons and Dragons. I was when I was younger. Had some Dungeons and Dragons 3 3/4 figures, and I saw this Formidable Fighter Dungeons and Dragons on the 75% off special with, at FYE prices, that made him $5.47, which I did not think was too bad. So once again, we added him. Along that same line, Dungeons and Dragons reaction figures, we got Efreeti, also $4.97. So thought those are going to come with me, and they did. One more reaction figure. Once again, a big fan of the Princess Bride, specifically Fezzik, Andre the Giant's character, and I think you pronounce his name Vizzini, right? This guy, I just loved his voice from the movie. I have his McFarlane Toys figure, and now we have his reaction figure. Lord of the Rings, Diamond Select Toys, Samwise Gamgee, also on clearance at that FYE that was going out of business. 75% off, right? So once again, that made him a palatable price for me, which was like $10 or just below $10. Don't have any Lord of the Rings figures. Didn't plan to have any Lord of the Rings figures, other than I have a little Best Action Legolas. But now we have Samwise Gamgee from Diamond Select. Mentioned that I'm big into Dungeons and Dragons, and they only had one Dungeons and Dragons NECA figure left, Zarek. But I don't have any Dungeons and Dragons NECA figures. And on clearance, he was $12.47. So had to bring him home. Also have been dabbling in the NECA Turtles if you've been watching prior Toy Hunt videos. So we were able to find the Foot Enforcer from that FYE going out of business, $13.72 as compared to $37. I already have a Foot Enforcer that I purchased earlier, so I'm probably going to try to plan on flipping this guy if I can. If not, never hurts to have a second army builder, right? So going back to the Black Series from the FYE clearance. Professor Huang from Star Wars Ahsoka, $9. And then a couple of retro card Spider-Man action figures. Marvel's Rose was $9, as well as Marvel's Tarantula. Right? Didn't have those. Don't know if I'll keep these, but they were there. They were figures that I didn't have, that I thought looked cool, that I thought the price was right on. So now they're here. From Target in Waterford, Connecticut, which we stopped by after we went to the Toy Vault and that FYE. We stopped by the Target in Waterford because it was right next door to the mall. And they had Retro Card Joe's on sale for $17.50. Right, so the only one they had that I did not have was Scarlet. So now we'll be able to compare movie Scarlet to regular classified Scarlet to Retro Card Scarlet. Look out for that in an upcoming video. But we're had to add Scarlet to the collection. If you've watched any of my prior Toy Hunt videos, I keep saying, I gotta wait for that to go on clearance. the Prince Adam and Cringer 2-pack because it's normally 30 bucks. Well, maybe it was a clearance, but they had it $9 off, 21 bucks, and I was like, yeah, seems good enough for me. So we picked up Prince Adam and Cringer from Target in Waterford, Connecticut. And then if you've watched any past videos, I always have been looking at Target saying, damn, the Targets in my area never have He-Man and Vecna. They always just have Skeletor and Demogorgon. When they were on sale for half price, $17.50. Right? I could never find this. Once again at Target in Waterford, not $17.50. It was like 24 bucks. But I get 5% off, so it was like $23. So once again, I was just happy to see it and be able to buy it for not full price. So not really in on the He-Man line. Specifically just wanted that Prince Adam and Cringer and this He-Man and Vecna. So I have them. So that might be good enough for us, right? Not really in on the He-Man line that much, but these I did want. All right, moving on. We had some more scores from Burlington this week. If you watched last week, you saw that we got Leonardo Classic Collection Playmates toys, where it comes where you can pose him on the sewer lid for $7.50. I guess maybe because his package was damaged, but we were able to find Raphael at the Burlington in Marlborough, Massachusetts. And then at the Burlington in Worcester, Massachusetts, we were able to score Michelangelo and Donatello. So now we got all four of this size of the Playmates Turtles. And like a little kid, I already have Leonardo from last week out of the package. So now we'll be able to move these other random figures out of the way and display Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo with Leonardo. So I'm stoked. All right, now coming through from Walmart.com, just searching through, looking for figures that I wanted, that I thought were cool. And these came through the door this week, so I guess we'll count them. We got this WrestleMania China. This is a old one. It comes with Build-A-Figure Paul Ellering. So I think we got Paul Ellering's arms, and we got Rocco. But, you know, China having passed on, I don't know if WWE is going to continue making action figures of her. I'm sure they will, but I did not have her. And, you know, the Rocco puppet was an added bonus, right? Seth freaking Rollins was on clearance for $11.85. So he comes with Build-A-Figure pieces for Howard Finkel. And this is WrestleMania Vegas, right? So we added Seth freaking Rollins to the collection. Carrying on with my Dungeons and Dragons world building. I had the white owl bear slash Doric, but I did not have the brown owl bear. So now I do. From a past legend, WWE Legends wave, I don't know what number, but it's Captain Lou Albano. From another past WWE Legends wave, the artist that would come to be known in the future as Rikishi, but one of his gimmicks beforehand was as the Sultan. And it says it right on top of the box. See, you can tell I'm a rookie. Series 22. Same with Captain Lou Albano. Series 22. All right. Moving on. We got Doric in her non-owlbear form, right? From Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. From Walmart.com. Bro! And our final pickup from Walmart.com is just WWE Basic Riddle. I've been getting a kick out of watching Riddle in MLW, and so I just wanted to get one of his figures and didn't need anything special, right? So we just went ahead and got the basic from Walmart.com. And coming in from Targets, Marlborough, Massachusetts has 2 Targets, and this week at Target they had their Deluxe Joes on sale for $10.50 off. So we basically are doing a little bit of troop building. I didn't say I said I wasn't going to do that, but look at me, right? So we got the Action Sailor, the Action Soldier or Infantryman, And the Action Marine Sniper. The only one that they did not have that I could not locate was a second Action Pilot. So now we have 2 of these 3 of the 60th anniversary figures. And we got all those at Target on sale. And then rounding out this week's purchases. And once again, I know it's a huge week, right? So I'm going to have to reel myself in. Right? Plus, I figure for those of you who are watching, right, you'll be like, this dude's crazy, right? Toy Vault, Marlborough, Massachusetts. I like searching through their Lucy's, and we got Lance Archer from AEW, right? I remember him as Lance Hoyt in WWE, and then I think it was Vance Archer in WWE, and now he's Lance Archer in AEW, and I believe he's tag team partners now, or was, with Brian Cage, and I think their team was the Murder Machines. So $7. I figured I'm going to add Lance Archer to the family. And we got to have some McMahon representation. So from Series 94, we got Stephanie McMahon Helmsley from the Toy Vault. And last but not least, I saved the best figure or the worst figure for last. Like, this has got to be the ugliest Sable action figure I've ever seen. I don't even know what line this is from. Is this Jack specific? I don't really know. I'm going to open it up and see if I can find out. She was $4, right? And I don't know if they're going to get any, we're going to get any Sables anytime soon, but I was like, I used Google Lens. I was like, is this supposed to be Sable? And it is apparently supposed to be Sable, right? But I don't know. I just find it to be a hideous figure, but I couldn't help myself from purchasing it. So that rounds out weekly purchases this week. As always, this has been Trolls Toys. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.